Hi everyone, I am ranking some random palettes today, because why not? That's fun. I used a random number generator and my spreadsheet and randomly chose 10 palettes out of my collection, and I'm ranking them for you. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Andi, and I'm really happy that you're here. I recently saw another YouTuber do this, and I thought it was really fun. Her name is Caitlin Costello. I will have a link to her channel in the description box below. She's fun. She does a lot of project pans. She does bright, colorful makeup, and she has the most beautiful accent. She's from the UK, so she has a beautiful accent, and she's cute, and I really like watching her. She's my daughter's age, and I don't know, something about her. I really like watching her. So, she did this the other day, and I'm like, that sounds fun. So I thought I'd try it. Why not? So I have 10 palettes here from my collection, all of which I have used, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to rank them. One thing I liked about this is it's giving me higher end, it's giving me low end, it's giving me drugstore, it's giving me all kinds of different types of palettes, and I feel like it's interesting where I put some of them, because you would think that the more luxury high-end palettes would be up toward the top and the cheaper palettes would be toward the bottom. That's not always the case, you guys. It's not always the case. So let's just go ahead and get started. This is number 10, and this is the Rude Bite Me Croc. Now, I like this palette. I like it a lot. I think it's fun. And I have used mostly these shades up here, but I've kind of delved into, you know, the colorful shimmers a little bit. But it is a fine formula, but compared to some of these others, it's just meh. It's all right. So that's number 10. Number 9, the ColourPop It's a Mood. I know, you guys, I know. Such a beautiful palette. Such a beautiful palette. I really love these shimmers in this palette. I'm going to swatch that one right there for you. They're so pretty. You guys, they're so pretty. There's nothing wrong with this palette. Nothing at all. I love that. It's a black-based, tealy, that one right there. But again, compared to some of these others, it had to be a little bit further down. Next up is the Beauty Creations Cali Chic palette. Next up is the Beauty Creations Cali Chic palette. So what's this, number 8? This to me is such a great summer palette, and I love the formula in this. I think the formula is really nice. This will be in some of my my stash in the summertime. I freaking love it. I mean, you could use it as a fall palette too, I guess, but I just think it screams summer, and it's one of my favorite summer palettes. Okay, number 7 is the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. I did get this in friend mail from Ash from Makeup and Chaos. I had totally written Beauty Bay off because of a bad first impression. They sent this to me because they have the big one. So they sent this to me. They were decluttering it so that I could try it again. And since then, I've really kind of fallen in love with the Beauty Bay formula. And since this, I've bought a couple more Beauty Bay palettes. I do. I really like the Beauty Bay formula. I think that first palette, it was the, what's it called? I can't remember the name of it now. You guys, I don't know. I'll put it down here. But it did not agree with me. That was the only makeup video I've ever done that I quit. I quit halfway through because it was that bad for me. I, in turn, gave the palette to Ash, and they love it. Number 6 is the Orchid You Not. Love this palette. I do. I love it. It's a warm, purpley color story. I know that I have an upcoming collab with this. I don't know if you've seen it or not yet, but Jen Beauty and I are doing a collab with this, and I'm really looking forward to it. Next up, number 5. One of the reasons why this is higher up than some of the others, this is the Morphe 350. It is the, I forget the name of it, Natural Glow. Nature Glow. The reason that this is a little higher, I do like it. I do think that the formula in this is nice. I think it is bronzy, rich goodness. I like using it a lot. But this was my first palette that was ever given to me, and this was given to me by my daughter for either my birthday or Christmas. I think it was my birthday, and it's been several years ago now. It's been many years ago. But she got herself a big girl job, and she wanted to buy me something nice, and she bought it for me. I will never declutter that. There is a strong sentimental attachment to this palette. But I also like it. I also think it's a great palette. Number 4 is the Lorac Pro Palette Artist Edition. This was in my Shop My Stash, and I think I called it the Meraki, and I think it's called the Marakai. Either one, I don't know. But this is a beautiful palette. It is a neutral. I've used it 3 or 4 times now, and oh my gosh, probably by the time you've seen this, I've used it a lot more. I love this palette. This palette was gifted to me from Leanna Dalton, and it is such a beautiful formula. It is my only Lorac palette, and I love it. Next up, number 3 is the Ménage à Moi palette. This is one of my favorite ColourPop palettes. I think that it's very reflective. I think that color story is so beautiful, and it is such a beautiful romantic type palette, type color story. I could do without the glitters. I think I've said that before. I try not to repeat myself, you guys, but that's what I feel. That's what I'm feeling about it. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Number 2, Batman. And this is Revolution. Revolution Cosmetics. This is the smaller Batman palette. It is called, I feel like it's called something. Okay, maybe it's the larger one that's called. I bought the large one and the small one, not realizing that the small one was just a mini version of the big one, but I don't care. And I have used the heck out of this palette, and say what you want about the Revolution formula, but I feel like, is this Revolution Pro? No, this is just Revolution. These shimmers are beautiful. I love these shimmers. I love this palette. This is that gold right here. That is probably the most used shade in this palette. They're so pigmented. Everything is so pigmented. So yeah, this is number 2. Yep, above Lorac. Above Lorac. It is number 2. And my number 1, this is a given. It had to be this because this is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. And it is the Be Perfect Carnival 4. This is the Antidote Stacey Marie palette. And this is a humongous beast of a palette. But the formula in this is beautiful. I freaking love this palette. She's very well loved. And you can see the shades that I usually am drawn to. And I really want to use it more and use some of the other shades in it. But every time I open it, I'm like, ooh, and I like hit these right here every time. But I highly recommend the Be Perfect Carnival palettes. I have the Carnival 3. I have this one, and I love them. So as I'm doing my random number generator, and this one comes up, I'm like, oh, that's just not fair. It's not fair to any of the other palettes because I just knew that this one was going to be number 1. There's only a couple other palettes in my collection that would rank higher than this. So that is 10 palettes that I randomly chose and randomly ranked. And I thought that was fun. It was hard. It was kind of a hard decision to do this. And let me know in the comments below if this is something that you would like to see, like maybe once a month or once every couple months or whatever on my channel. I just thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun idea. And thank you, Caitlin Costello, for doing it and letting me see it. Because as soon as she did it, I'm like, oh, I'm doing that. And she stole it from someone else too. So I didn't steal it from her. I was just borrowing it. I'm just borrowing it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. Until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.